Yes, fight fans, this is Body and Mind Sports. Welcome. You are fully appreciated if you are here for another session of boxing talk. And this round is all about the upcoming fight on October 12th between unified light heavyweight champion in Atur Beterbiev versus WBA light heavyweight champion in Dimitri Bivol. And of course, this is an undisputed bout, meaning that the winner of the fight will ultimately be able to decide who is the best of the best number one fighter in the division. And we'll get the chance, of course, afterwards to face none other than David Benavidez, who successfully made his debut at light heavyweight with a win over Alexander Vojdik. Of course, Alexander Vojdik, once upon a time highly recognized as maybe being number one or number two best fighter in the division. However, that was quickly scrapped by Atur Beterbiev in defeating Alexander Vojdik, but we'll get into that soon. So it seems that David Benavidez and Atur Beterbiev have a common opponent in Alexander Vojdik. So let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about this undisputed bout between Atur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol coming up on October 12th. But first, we'll talk about each fighter's fight record and, of course, their credentials, just to see how they match up and stack up against each other as we come, near to their undisputed bout, like I've said, on October 12th. And I think we should start with Atur Beterbiev, of course, who is now 39 years old. He is undefeated, has a 100% KO record, 20 fights, 20 KOs, 0 losses, and 0 draws. And he made his professional debut in 2013, of course, going on in 2017 to win his first title of the division, the IBF title, against Enrico Colling. And he dropped Enrico Colling in their fight 3 times in the 12th round to ultimately gain the stoppage and secure the IBF title. He then went on in 2019 to defeat none other than Alexander Vojdik, at the time highly recognized to either be number 1 or number 2 of the division. So his fight with Beterbiev was to be the deciding, element for us to know who is number 1, according to many people's opinion at the time. So Beterbiev, he came up as a superior fighter in that fight, defeating Vojdik in the 10th round, before which he had actually dropped Vojdik twice in that fight. And however, he dropped Vojdik in that fight actually to gain Vojdik's WBC light heavyweight title, therefore making Beterbiev then 2-title unified champion of the light heavyweights. But Beterbiev's title winning ways was not to end, as it added one more title to his collection in 2022, when he defeated America's very own light heavyweight in Joe Smith, and he just stopped him in 2 rounds. 2 rounds, guys. He stopped Joe Smith in their fight. An easy payday, if I can call it that. An easy win. But you know, after defeating Joe Smith in 2022, went on to make 2 title defenses, one in 2023 against who I will call one of my favorite fighters in Anthony Yard, and it was a very close competitive fight, both going back and forth. However, that was not to last for Anthony Yard, as he was ultimately dropped and stopped in round 8 of their fight. Beterbiev again making a successful unification fight defense. Or should I say a successful unified title holder defense. And after beating Anthony Yard, he then went on in his most recent fight against Callum Smith early this year, and he, of course, Callum Smith himself, highly recognized as a former title holder in the division, a British fighter at that. And you know, like I said, he defeated Callum Smith, and he stopped him in the 7th round to retain his belts. So that brings Beterbiev to this current moment where he's now looking to become undisputed, which is the highest accolade that you could gain, you know, in any division. So that takes us to Dimitri Bivol, you know, who holds the other belt, the WBA belt. Of course, Beterbiev now holding the WBO, the WBC, and IBF titles. Will be needing Beterbiev's title to become undisputed. Beterbiev needing the unified titles. Bivol needing the unified titles of Beterbiev for himself to become undisputed. So who is Beterbiev? Of course, 33 years old, also undefeated, has had 23 fights, just 12 KOs, 0 losses, and 0 draws. And he's 33 years old, guys, and made his debut in 2014, just a year after Beterbiev, and that was in the lightweight division, the light heavyweight division. And he went on to become the interim WBA title holder after defeating Alex Valera in 2016. Later on, going on in 2017 to defeat Trent Broadhurst to gain full WBA title holder, to become a full WBA title holder. And after that fight, guys, in 2017, it's amazing that he actually went on to make 11 title defenses, you know, successful defenses at that. One notable one against Saul Canelo Alvarez. Saul Canelo Alvarez at the time highly recognized as one of the faces of boxing, and of course the you know, also recognized as the #1 pound for pound fighter at the time. And it was a surprise to everyone, although Canelo was moving up from 168 to the light heavyweight division, and his debut being Dimitri Bivol. And Bivol gave him nothing less than a boxing lesson, guys, in you know, retaining his title via a wide unanimous decision. The only person, of course, to give Saul Canelo Alvarez a boxing lesson as such was none other than TBE himself in Floyd Mayweather. So Bivol is the only other fighter to have defeated Saul Canelo Alvarez on record. So after that successful title defense, Bivol then went on to make another title defense against none other than a British fighter in Lyndon Arthur. Lyndon Arthur, of course, at the time holding the IBO title of the light heavyweights. And so he was able to defeat Lyndon Arthur via unanimous decision, again by a wide margin, making him now the WBA lightweight champion and the IBO lightweight champion. He then went on to successfully defend those belts, most recently against Malik Zinad, and he was able to actually stop Malik Zinad in his fight early this year via TKO, guys, via TKO. So we can assume that Bivol is in very, very high form of moment. So that brings us to ask the question, who is going to win? Who is going to become undisputed in October, on October 12th? Is it going to be Dimitri Bivol, or will it be Atur Beterbiev? Of course, Atur Beterbiev, already 39 years old. Dimitri Bivol, 33 years old, both undefeated. However, Atur Beterbiev does have the 100% KO record over Bivol, which can, we can go on to assume that Dimitri, or Atur Beterbiev rather, is probably packing, the heavy hands and of course more power than Bivol. He's a come forward fighter. He's got very good punch selection and punch combinations. However, Bivol, I would say, is the better boxer overall. Very lengthy hand reach, so he has that over Beterbiev. However, they are equal, as it seems, in height. Not too much of a height difference between them. Bivol also, can have a high volume punch output, and is a very, very good boxer. Good footwork. He's got the better footwork of the two, and I would say possibly better ring IQ too. And I must add that Beterbiev has actually been dropped before. He was dropped in his fight with Alexander Vojdik, and Dimitri Bivol has yet to be dropped in any fight. So in his record, he's not even been dropped, not even once coming into this undisputed bout. But I think what's gonna play, or what might be a big factor in this fight, is the age difference. Bivol is actually 6 years younger than Beterbiev at 39. Bivol, of course, 33 years old. And that begs the question, in this fight, would Beterbiev be showing that, age has finally caught up to him, or will he be able to be the same fighter, and would his skills ultimately be enough to defeat Dimitri Bivol to become undisputed champion of the light heavyweights? So who's gonna win? Who's gonna have the opportunity to face David Benavidez next in the first undisputed title defense, to ultimately decide who is the best the best of the best, #1 light heavyweight fighter. So, that being said, that's all from me, guys, on Body and Mind Sports, and I'll catch you in the next session of Boxing Talk. For now, stay very, very blessed.